Hey friends, we've got another interesting email selection pulled out thanks to Lil Frodo over on the GRB Snark Backup Reddit. As usual, if for anyone new coming in, I'm no longer showing these emails on screen because YouTube's AI flagged me for reuse content because the emails are so popular right now. Also, if you want to follow along, in the description will be a link of Lil Frodo's post that has all the screenshots of the emails if you want to read along with me. Also, for anyone new coming in, these emails were obtained legally through the Freedom of Information Act under the Missouri Sunshine Law. All prisoners' emails are subject to Freedom of Information Act requests. In this particular set of emails, there were a few that I recognized that we read early on when we weren't sure exactly who these were all to whenever Into the Weeds and I first got the document. Lil Frodo has pulled it out and identified, though, that these are to Jeff. And I also noticed that in some emails that I read that were clearly to and from Ryan in a previous video, Gypsy told Ryan she was worried that she wasn't going to be able to work whenever she got out because she has mild scoliosis and the metal hunks of the bed hurt her and standing on her feet hurts her too long. She doesn't think she's going to be able to work. Well, it turns out around she emailed the same thing to Jeff, basically. So I thought that was interesting, particularly that she was setting herself up to be too sick to work whenever she got out the whole time. Outbound from Gypsy. Dear Blank, that's what I call you to my roommates. LOL. I have called you that for like a year. LOL. When I head to the phone, I'm like going to call Blank. Anyways, smiley. I'm sorry that you feel sad around the holidays. I can relate. Though I never had a childhood home to spend the holidays in, my constant was always my mother. She always made homemade gumbo for Christmas morning, and I always had gifts under the tree. I had my fur babies that I bought cat toys for, and they would unwrap their gifts by pawing at the bag of treats. I miss my mother and my cats, particularly my baby boy, a black cat. I miss belonging somewhere because I don't belong here. So, though we have different reasons for being sad around this time of year, at least you are blessed to have your mother and father to spend it with, and you have me to talk to and watch Christmas movies with. We are still on to watch Elf. I am happy you are going to buy a small tree for us in your room, Smiley. That can be a stand in for the big one we'll get when I come home, Smiley. First year I'm home, I want all white lights, and we can figure out the color theme later. I do like silver and gold theme. Did you have an angel or star growing up? Sometimes sharing the memories from that home helps bring it back to life. But if that's not what works for you, then I completely understand, but I'd love to hear about it. I love you, sweetie, and I'm always here for you night or day. And then I think this is inbound too, Gypsy. It says, "You make me feel better too. Heart, you always have. I long for the days when I get to kiss you endlessly." Outbound from Gypsy. So, as my boyfriend and future living partner, what do you think I should do with my 50K? What do you think is a smart investment? Outbound from Gypsy. My back is hurting tonight. I wish you could rub it for me. Sometimes I get backaches because of the real diagnosis of mild scoliosis. If I'm sitting up on my bunk watching TV without moving for a while, my back starts to hurt. Do you have any achy parts? So, yeah, friends, even just sitting on the bunk apparently causes her back to hurt. Well, I wonder what kind of complaints Dee Dee had to deal with when she was wheeling Gypsy around in the wheelchair with Gypsy's legs crossed, pointing out what pop she wants from the vending machine. Also, very interesting, obviously, that she said that Dee Dee always made homemade gumbo for Christmas morning and that she always had gifts under the tree. I mean, so much of the narrative has been, that she didn't get to have normal holidays. She didn't get to celebrate anything. Melissa Moore sat up there in front of a microphone and camera and told people that Gypsy's first taste of real food was in prison. When we all know, we've seen pictures of her eating real food in tons of different places. Gypsy's talked about it a million times. She sat there in the interrogation talking about getting a sugar high at Disney World and dancing up and down the streets. And we can't forget the infamous Royal Mashed Potatoes video. So, yeah. And then when she's privately talking, she talks about Dee Dee's cooking. Her and Rod talked about what a good wife and mother Dee Dee was. Rod said, "She always washed my clothes and cooked my meals. She was a good wife." Interesting, interesting, friends. What do y'all think? Outbound from Gypsy. I believe my stimulus check will be put in my account soon. I'm going to put all of my savings, bringing my total in savings to 1,930, which is great. So I can buy the things I'll need first, like clothes, shoes, a real hairbrush. LOL. Yeah, that's really something I'm looking forward to buying. Just my starter basic needs when I get out. Those emails like that are always interesting to me when she talks about how, oh, she's so excited for basic things, basic things. But then we see another email, she gets spray tans in prison, just a lot of stuff that isn't so basic. So then whenever she turns around and whines about, oh, I can't wait to have a real hairbrush, it just sounds dumb, to be honest. Like, very disingenuous, liarish, and dumb. What do y'all think? Am I going too hard? Outbound from Gypsy. I love you. Moi. Inbound to Gypsy. And I love you. Moi. I hope you're feeling better. Easy on the ice cream. Outbound from Gypsy. Darling, are you going to follow Blank's TikTok? Outbound from Gypsy. How about we start a new game board? Smile. They can reject something all they want, but they can't take our happiness. I'll make a new one and send the old one back to you. Smile. Outbound from Gypsy. Hi, love. Was thinking as an additional thought to the conversation we had about the living situation, maybe a year or so before my release date, you could find us an apartment in Louisiana. Not in cutoff, but within a distance like New Orleans. It would be our place. We can rent while I'm on parole. And if you and I really just want to live somewhere else, we can once I'm off parole. I do want to come home to you. I want to start our life together as soon as possible. But within mind, I have an obligation to my parents to give them time with me as well. And I see potential problems with going between states if my parole stipulation is not to leave the state I'm paroled to. So that is another idea I wanted to put on the table. I could see living with you and visiting them often could be a very possible outcome. It kinda y'all she wanted to live with anybody but Rod and Christy when she got out. Now, honestly, I don't blame her, and if from everything we've read in the emails, that seems like a pretty toxic household. I don't know that I would wanna go there either, especially in the triangulation place that Gypsy had been in with Rod talking to her about his side pieces emailing Gypsy in prison, her tattling on Christy's snooping, trying to catch Rod cheating, like, yeah, I totally get it, but it's also a continuation of Gypsy's grift pattern of, "Oh my god, this is gonna be hard. I don't wanna do the hard thing. I'm gonna find somebody to make it easy for me, and I will use them to get that need accomplished." It's what it seems like to me. What do y'all think? Because we all know she didn't wanna marry Ryan. That's obvious. Okay, outbound from Gypsy. Dear Smitten, it's hard to believe it has been a year that you and I began this journey together. I remember being nervous because I was starting to grow closer to you, and I didn't know if I would ever be someone you could grow to love. I had many fears back then, many fears that have been put to rest now. I never much believed in fate before, but after watching things unfold and piece together, I now see that everything really does happen for a reason. Your path led you to me, and my path led you to you. I could have called anyone in my address book last year, but I called you. I felt something for you, even if I didn't know it yet, but something pulled me to you and our paths came together. And now I never want to walk my path without you beside me again. There's a song by Rascal Flatts called God Bless the Broken Road. I listened to the lyrics, and what stuck with me was others who broke my heart. They were like northern stars, pointing me on my way into your loving arms. This much I know is true, that God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. These are my thoughts for tonight. End of email. Outbound from Gypsy. Oh, looks like I was wrong. I bought my new tablet. However, I can still utilize my old one until I get my new one. Smile. So email me as much as you want. Smile. Inbound to Gypsy. Good morning. If you get this anytime soon, give me a call. I'm just kind of sitting around the house doing laundry and cleaning today. I don't know if this one is inbound or outbound, but it's OMG, Lucy wrote the Hanging Tree song. And then this one is definitely outbound from Gypsy. Baby, can you send me more hard copy pics of you, please? Smiley. Outbound from Gypsy. Please remember to call up here about the card anytime between 9 to 5 your time. Moi. Inbound to Gypsy. I'm sorry I missed your calls last night. On the second one, I missed it by just a second. I picked it up just as it stopped ringing. Tonight, I'm stopping by my parents after work. If you can, try to call me around 9:30, 8:30 your time. I will try to be out of there by then. I love you and I hope you're having a great day. Moi. Outbound from Gypsy. My tablet literally had a seizure and died. I now have to purchase a new one. $140 for it to last me a year and a half before it junks out. This is gonna be the 3rd one I've bought. Piece of shit. So I'll be without a tablet for a while. I'll still check my email at the kiosk 5 times a day. This sucks. Now that's interesting because I remember her writing to Ryan around the same time that her tablet is broken. I thought she said it was $100 to replace it. I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering, but it's always interesting to me how the prices of things change when in Gypsy's telling, depending on who she's talking to, and most likely, in my opinion, how much money she suspects she can get out of them. Outbound from Gypsy. Also, it is kind of interesting how we receive puzzles in our TV guide magazines, but my card with a puzzle heart design was rejected. We receive puzzles in religious material, but my card was rejected. I'm looking forward to hearing how your phone call goes. I love your sarcasm. Oh, that's funny because y'all remember that email? We're pretty sure it was to and from Ryan. I'd have to go back and look again to verify around it, but I'm pretty sure we know that that one was from Ryan, where he was all pissed off at her and he was like, "Well, at least you got a TV Guide subscription out of it." Because we were laughing about like who's all proud of a TV Guide subscription. He was acting like he was such a baller for getting her that. Now, I think this one is inbound to Gypsy because it starts out Sweet Gypsy Rose, good morning and happy anniversary. I can't believe it's been a year now. Over a year since you first started calling me. I remember trying to be so careful not to say the wrong thing. Then I realized after a few conversations with you that this girl is cool as hell and very down to earth. After a few conversations, I realized I didn't have to try to impress you. I just needed to be myself. I had only known you from TV, what other people said, and the precious emails you had sent me up to that point. You were the girl I wanted to get to know more than anyone else in the world. And to this very moment, none of that has changed in any way, shape, or form. You're everything in a person I had hoped you would be, and a billion times more. I am actually waking up from a very vivid dream I had about you last night. I'll tell you about it tonight when you call. I hate that COVID has prevented us from meeting to this point. I'm sure by now I would have gotten a second visit and been planning a third. You were that girl who I wanted so badly, no matter where you are. My heart led me to you, and I had to have yours. I wouldn't have been able to live with myself if I didn't at least put my best effort into getting you to know me. I really love you so much, and I look so forward to days when we can wake up next to each other, make each other breakfast and coffee, not rush out of bed some days. Maybe a day like today, you could be all wrapped up with me laying here and convince me to call in sick just so we could play with each other all morning. I love you so much. It will get there one day, just a little longer. Moi, heart, heart. I'll talk to you tonight. Sweetheart, smitten kitten, SK, my sweet gypsy rose, my, and then it cuts off there. Okay. He spelled Skessskay. And in that one email, Gypsy signed off with the initials S and then K. So I guess that's variations on this pet name or alter, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Outbound from Gypsy. I feel like if we were characters in the Twilight books, you imprinted on me. The book's version of love at first sight for a wolf, anyway. Smile. Oh, she's always trying to be a character. She is a character, but, the character she is murderer, matricider, not Disney princess or Twilight heroine. And this one is Inbound to Gypsy. Okay, and we're on year 2. I love you so much. Heart, heart. This picture is amazing. I'm not sure what you dislike about it, but I love it. Right now, I have the pen and paper out. It's going to take longer to get to you, but I feel like it has been way too long since I wrote you a letter in pen. I don't know what it's going to say. I've already written a few lines on it as I look at it right now. After the conversations we've had this week, or the last few days anyway, it's really brought me closer to you. Never did I think in my life I'd be in such a relationship like this. Never did I think I'd fall in love with someone having met them in person. Never did I think if that was to happen, it would be with a woman in prison, especially for murder at that. Please don't take offense to any of this. I'm just being candid and open and want to just open my mind and let it all spill out into words. Our relationship crossed lines, I think, over this past weekend in so many amazing and good ways. I firmly believe we are past all the hurdles behind us from our breakup over the summer. I might even feel closer to you than I ever have felt to someone in the romantic sense. Again, please understand these are all good things. I love you so much, and this love has most certainly grown into something far beyond some damsel in distress with those big, beautiful brown eyes and long brown hair I saw on TV almost 2 years ago. If I did have doubts in the back of my head with things like, can we really keep this up for 4 years? Now 3 more? But the answer every day, every time we talk about it, becomes clearer and clearer that answer to that question is absolutely yes. There isn't a person alive that could pull me from you. Every day our connection grows stronger. God damn it, I just missed your phone call. I hate any missed opportunity to tell you how much I love you. I care for you so much. You're the most important person in my life. I hope you do the 15 minutes rule. I'm ready to talk now. Moi, I love you in one way or another. I'll talk to you soon. I hope you have a wonderful day. I know mine will be wonderful because I'm thinking about you and the possibilities that lay ahead of us and the amazing future we can have together. Heart, 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 heart. Outbound from Gypsy. I think more than anything, Choreo sees Lucy as this warrior capable of anything in life. And that's how I've always seen you. Now, you're not just a warrior, you're my warrior. I love you so much. I can't seem to say that enough these days. I love you. Heart. The calling him her warrior thing and the damsel in distress talks reminds me a lot of how she talked to Nick, her dynamic with Nick. Ugh. What do y'all think? Am I reaching or am I right there? Outbound from Gypsy. I have something to make a comparison. A marquee cut diamond is ovalish like a football. Blank likes princess cut, but I've always liked marquise. Either way, it's special that Blank's mom is handing down her ring to Blank. I wanted to thank you for making me feel better about missing the occasion. You're right. I'll be home for many more occasions in the future. And I want to make it clear. I do love you sharing your experiences with me. Send me pictures, send me videos. They make me happy. I don't cry. I don't feel sad. It's the only way I feel like I'm a part of your life right now. So just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm a happy girl. Smile. I love you. Moi. P.S. That was hot that you initiated phone sex. It was unexpected. You made up for killing the mood last week. LOL. I have a feeling like you and I will have many times that it's either a hit or miss with having a hot phone call, but that's half the fun. Wink. If we can laugh about it later, then it's a hit no matter what. Smile. A little Frodo noted in the description of this batch of emails that the conversation around this one was regarding Gypsy's brother getting engaged and what type of ring his fiance liked versus what she likes. Obviously, Gypsy hints to every man she's with that she wants to be proposed to and she needs a ring pretty quickly, too. Outbound from Gypsy. I think you should change your JPay name to blank smile blank blank, aka Mr. Smitten. That should be your username. Inbound to Gypsy. Good morning, beautiful kiss face. I just wanted to say hi. I'll be around tonight and Saturday if you call. My plans are Friday, Sunday, and Monday to spend some time with my parents. Blank said she has about 15 pictures of you ready to send me. I reminded her that you're still waiting on your sister's prom pictures. She told me she will get those together and send them to you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Moi, Missy Lutz, heart. I love you, Lutz, heart. Outbound from Gypsy. Good morning, handsome. Well, lucky for you, I'm free tonight and Saturday as well. Smile. Good. I'm glad she got some pics together for you. Too bad I don't think I could convince her to send a certain kind of pic of me for you. My case file is more than a few. I probably actually could convince her in time, but why spoil the surprise of that night? All I can say is, I think you'll be more than satisfied with my curves. Moi, I love you, XOX. I'm going to make a cup of coffee. Smile. Talk soon. Your girl. Oh man, yeah, that's the infamous one. We didn't know who this was to before. Yeah, she thinks that she can get Christy to send some of the pics from her case file, the Demona and Candy and Ruby pics to Mr. Smitten. Can y'all even imagine? Wow. Outbound from Gypsy. So I was watching my videos and I watched the one you sent almost a year ago, and it was the first one I actually got to see you and not your apartment. LOL. I remember my first thought was, damn, he's hot, with a few extra thoughts that would never get past censorship. Smile. I did it outbound from Gypsy. I did a thing. Not bad though. Let's just say I'll look cute in them. Smile. Look up Venus.com. Search Y62568 and Y207526. Okay, we got to look that up, y'all. I don't think those same product numbers are still in use because I'm not finding anything specific with them. If anyone else has more luck, let me know. But I did get some hits for tall lace up boots. So maybe those are those ones that she couldn't actually wear when she got out. Outbound from Gypsy. If I had to decorate our bedroom, it would be with tones of blue. The wall would be painted a real light shade of blue with white curtains held back with blue tiebacks and faux blue hydrangea flowers accented in the tiebacks. The bedspread comforter off white, maybe a floral design and light blue sheets, and maybe a really beautiful photo of the ocean for decor on the wall. Something like that. Smile. No pink. LOL. I don't know if this is inbound or outbound. It says, sometimes my sense of humor is immature. Every time they say fracking on CNN, I can't hold back my giggles. Okay, I skipped a couple because it was just them both being mushy and it was really boring. Same stuff. Okay, outbound from Gypsy. No, my dad doesn't know you yet, but Blank does. And despite what we may think that might happen, should anyone outside of the small circle know about our relationship, the truth is, you have Blank to come to your defense to any who oppose or judge. Plus, you and I do not owe anyone anything. We know our relationship better than anyone else. I'll defend you to the fullest, and so will my parents. I'm kind of a spitfire when coming to the defense of a loved one. That's when my claws come out. Y'all, she loves to fight and she doesn't want anyone close in her life who won't battle for her, like battle online. The most important thing to her, it seems. Outbound from Gypsy. Dear Mr. Smitten, or my dear Smitten, I'm very flattered that you think I have swag, lol. I'm pretty sure you'd be enjoying my expressions when I talk or even listen to someone else talk. I seem to use moments when I'm talking. She said hand moments instead of hand movements. And I play with my hair a lot when talking to you specifically. My cheeks change colors through our conversations. I can be a normal color and then turn bright pink depending on the topic of conversation. God, she acts like it's so interesting that she blushes. Also, excessive smiling and giggling has been a strong symptom of our time together. I wish I could touch you. I don't like to dwell on when we will eventually see each other. We have the fortunate blessing of falling in love and the unfortunate circumstance of falling in love during a pandemic on top of falling in love while incarcerated. You were right. I do put on a brave face, but for more than just my past. I'm about to go real deep. Ever since I experienced what it felt like to lose you, that's a pain I just can't go through again. And I feel that need to be strong, even if I'm feeling weak inside. Because what if, just what if, you're having a bad day and you need me to be the strong one? One of us needs to be able to take the wheel and drive. We will have to switch back and forth because no one is strong all the time. Along with excellent communication, that is our best action to make this work. My biggest fear is losing you, and 100% of the time, you can get through to me by reassurance of your love. It is a fail proof method to reach me when I'm in my box, worried I'll lose you, worried I'm not enough, worried I'll end up heartbroken. You'd be surprised how your words can soothe as long as they are 100% genuinely from your heart. It's okay if your head doesn't know what to say. Let your heart lead, just like you did when telling me how you felt about me the first time. That was all heart. Smile. I might not always know what to say myself when it comes to comforting you, but I will always be here for you. I spend a lot of time with your videograms. They comfort me, so I can understand how watching my interviews helps you the same. And there has been more than one occasion looking at pictures of you sent me into a certain mood. Wink. I've got a really sexy boyfriend and I crave him often. Yes, you will need to keep up with me. I enjoy thinking about how things will be with us when I'm free. I'm guilty of getting lost in daydreams. I know our plans for the future are a mystery. However, I want it to be a mystery shared together and enjoy whatever our life brings. You and me, heart. I love you so much. I'm so happy to have you. Moi. This one is inbound to Gypsy. Good afternoon, Gypsy Rose. Well, it makes me think that Snow at some point recaptures his wealth and that Lucy will win the game because of Snow, or she's going to die very tragically because of his mistakes and it will be broadcast very loudly. People will certainly know who he is and will be very famous. Whether he comes out liked or disliked remains to be seen. I can't really go any other way. It will be interesting to see what the rest of the book will say. Snow is obviously very charming. I do hope this book or future books that come out leading up to his path to becoming the president and what steps he took getting there. That was difficult to read because I don't know what they're talking about. I thought it was Once Upon a Time at first, but I don't think so now. I don't want to see you in shackles. It makes me angry, sad, even to see it on TV or in pictures. In the older pictures and videos, it makes my heart sink more because I'm looking at someone who probably believes she's spending the rest of her life in prison. It's a bit easy seeing your pictures after your sentencing because you have a future of freedom that you deserve that no one can take away from you now. I don't just look at your pictures for what they are. I look at them wondering what you're thinking at that particular time and how you see the world and your future when looking back on that. 38 months and the world is yours. It's still too long of a time, but no matter what, that time is going to go by and it's going to go by quick. You telling me about that dream made me realize we don't talk about your past very often anymore. I just want you to know that at any time you want to vent, mention something I may not know, just talk about your past, that I'm all ears. I know I've told you this before, but I can't stress it enough. Even if a story, a dream, or thought leaves me speechless or silent, it's just because sometimes I'm not quick on my feel with words. And oh, guess it's better to say nothing than to risk saying the wrong thing. I know it probably goes without saying that no matter what I do or don't say, that in the end, my heart is not just with you, but it's in the right place for you. I'm not saying you do it with me or all the time, even, but I feel like if you have a bad or sad thought on your mind, but instead put on a happy face for me, even when you're feeling down. I just want to know that you never have to hide it. I'll always be the best comforter and listener I can for you. Aside from all that, I do see other things in your pictures. I still have the bookmark picture right here next to me. The other day I looked at it and had to use it to take care of myself. Wink face. Thing I don't see on the phone are your facial expressions. Like today, I just wanted to see you animated while talking. Not to really hear the words you're saying, but I think a lot of about a person's personality can come through with faces they make. Or like the way you move your shoulders back and forth when you talk. The point is, I caught a couple of minutes of you talking during the ID Discovery documentary. You just sparkle in a certain way. You have a swagger in that video that I never really noticed before today. I was quite turned on, honestly, not just in a physical sense, but just in a wow, that hottie with all that spark swagger is my girlfriend. I know you might not always feel like it, but you're still to me very much a warrior who is stuck between a rock and a hard place. I do feel like if that guy who's in jail for the rest of his life wasn't who he was, if he was any normal type of human, you'd be out here living your life and your mom would be in jail. You're a victim of circumstance for many years. It's time to flip that script and look forward. You can't change the past, but you can make the future anything and then it cuts off. That's a very similar thing to what Ryan said and Ken has said. It's like the men in Gypsy's life are made aware that they've got to stick to the script, that Nick is to blame for the murder. And if Gypsy would have just met someone who was not Nick online, then the murder wouldn't have happened. Oh, she totally would have just reported Dee Dee and Dee Dee would be in jail. I don't think that's the case at all. Gypsy had met several other men, and her story about who she first told she could walk changes all the time. I believe she told all of them. It was clear that she didn't really want to leave unless she was going to leave to be taken care of by a man. And yeah, I really don't think it has ever been healthy or good for Gypsy, even in a PR sense, that all these people, blew smoke up her butt and got her convinced that the one who's actually responsible for the murder is Nick. Because it really screwed her up when she comes straight out of prison and went on that Vial Files interview and was like, I don't identify as a murderer. A whole bunch of people who were kind of ambivalent about Gypsy Rose turned right then. Also, when he talked about the bookmark picture, I wonder if that bookmark is some of the merch that Rachel sold. Outbound from Gypsy. Well, sweetie, here I am. It's midnight and I'm still awake. Smile. It's hard to sleep when I can't stop smiling. You will be the cause of me getting dark circles under my eyes from lack of sleep. First, with making me so darn happy I can't force myself to sleep. And then, second, our sex life will be the cause of many trips to the local Starbucks for coffee. My coworkers will ask, why does Gypsy look like the happiest walking zombie around? LOL. Not complaining. I'd have it no other way. Smile. So, my roommate gave me the address to a gift catalog that is created for people who are incarcerated. It's made for us to be able to order specialty items for our loved ones. It's incredible how wide a variety it has. I think it's wonderful that there is something like this because to me, even though I personally can't receive any physical gifts while in prison, I do like to spoil my guy. Heart. Being in here, there's a million things I can't do. So it's nice to be able to send something that I bought to show that I love you and you mean the world to me. Speaking of gifts, depending on when they clear my check, you'll probably get yours before Christmas. So, and then it cuts off. Inbound to Gypsy. Dearest Gypsy Rose, aka Smitten Kitten, aka SK, spelled with just the letters, aka SK, spelled ESSKAY, aka my sweetheart, aka my brown eyed girl, kissy face. I'm glad your dad approves, but he doesn't know me at all. But the day or night that you're released, you're not paying for anything. Everything is my treat, and we're going to have so much fun. I can't wait to see you. As far as Larry goes, no, I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to accept childish behavior from a man in his 50s. We will just get through the next few weeks. I'm moving to the other side of the building, and that will be that. I mean, goddamn, we mentioned the color of his shirt and he got all flipped out. No, as a man, he should have come directly to me or one of the others regarding the matter and explained that it bothered him. Either way, as far as I'm concerned, the matter is closed. I'm not going to waste my energy on him. Anyways, so look at your TV guide and pick a movie we can watch this weekend. If I can't watch it live on air, I can at the very least download it and watch it. Sunday night is coming quick. We need to finish chapter 6 in Snakes and Songbirds. Have you read any further? I'm sending you a picture of what I want for Christmas. I hope you'll like it. And I hope it goes through. LOL. Today, Trump is going to be in my neighborhood, sort of. He's visiting Fort Myers and giving a speech downtown. It should be an interesting day. Did I tell you about a year ago or so, Mike Pence drove right past my work? It wasn't nearly as elaborate as I thought it would be. It was just like three or four black SUVs going the speed limit. Not very exciting. Well, I hope you have a good day and I hope you get this today. I'll be around after 8 p.m. if you get a chance to call and say goodnight. Outbound from Gypsy. Good morning, blank, aka Mr. Smitten, aka my love. Okay, well, can I at least buy you a coffee the next day? You're going to need it after the very long night we're going to have. Heart. As for Larry, okay, you win. No apology. Ha! Mike Pence rode by your work and blank Obama visited a Walmart outside Springfield, Missouri, and it was the same lane of nothing but black SUVs. My mother and I never even saw her, just Secret Service guys. Oh, and I'm done with chapter 6. Smiley. I'll call tonight around 8. I've got to tell you what happened at breakfast this morning. Let's just say I'm bad at being bad. It involved two bananas. LOL. Love you, your brown eyed girl. Oh, another mention of the bananas. She told Ryan about the bananas too. Outbound from Gypsy. Good morning, love. How is your day going? I haven't read any more in the book until you catch up. Smile. Yes, you can go online and check if all the catalogs are available. Then, yes, all please, and just enter my name and address for where to send the catalog to. As for the movie, I've seen it before and it will all make sense when you watch the movie, I promise. Smiling. Sunday on TNT it plays, so that's when I'm watching it. I have a new roommate. One moved out and one moved in. She's kind of weird. She talks too much. I know she means well, but most of the time when I'm in my room, I want to be left alone. I don't want to talk or entertain or answer questions. Now my roommates are blank and blank. We don't have a fourth yet. They are moving people around again, but thankfully I'm still in the same room. Egg. I've had the unfortunate experience of heartburn. I've literally never had it before. It's not fun. Anywho, I just saw that my check cleared yesterday, so you have a package coming soon. It's just an I love you gift. I miss you, and we'll call at 8:30 for a goodnight kiss. Smile. I love you. Have a good work day. Love, your brown-eyed girl. Outbound from Gypsy. I am just laying here thinking about you and us. I was thinking about something and wanted to ask. Have you or would you think about having a vasectomy? From what I'm told, I would not be eligible for getting my tubes tied even in my 30s, and I would be concerned about the side effects of using long term birth control. So, only if you are 100% sure you do not want a child ever, then would you consider getting fixed within the next 3 years before I come home? There are a lot of things we can talk about in time, but I really think this is something important enough to figure out what we are going to do because you and I both know we won't be able to keep off of each other. And that first time, don't pull out. What? Outbound from Gypsy. I will be printing out some health info for you on Thursday and I'll drop it in the mail on Friday, so you'll get it sometime the following week. Also, I know it will be getting chilly even in Florida. Would you like a gym membership? God. She really tries to buy people. It's so weird. And printing out health info. Gypsy seems like such a hypochondriac, which goes again to did Dee Dee have Munchausen by proxy, or did Gypsy tell her a bunch of symptoms that didn't actually exist because she's a hypochondriac? I know what I think. What do y'all think? Outbound from Gypsy. God fucking damn, 45 minutes of my roommate blabbing about how she hates the color green. Tongue face. I swear, how am I supposed to read with that? She's talking as I'm writing this. Inbound to Gypsy. Good morning, sweetest girl like ever, Gypsy Rose. I had kind of a funny dream last night about you. So we were at a car dealership and it was time to find you a car. I don't remember what kind you got. If it was just plain gray, nothing exciting, but new and reliable. So, anyways, we leave the car dealership in our own cars. Then we went to a restaurant across the street, and before we even sat down, you walked up to a waitress and ordered some mixed drink and 2 shots of tequila. I had to remind you that you just bought a car and had to drive it out of there. It was amusing. I woke up before you were served the drinks, so I don't know what the ending result was, but it was nice to see you, even if it lacked romance. As far as your weather goes, I did notice that you had a day in the 80s this week and snow later in the forecast. I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. Here it's going to be 85 and sunny every day till, well, I'm not sure. Might drop to 70s in the January. I'll have to dig out some hoodies. So I think I have made myself very clear at this point how I feel about you. I do love you, and you're the most important person in my life. Nothing is going to change that. If I can't visit due to COVID, then that's life. It sucks, but there's nothing we can do. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm with you, and that's that. I love you. That isn't a phrase to be thrown around, it means something very real. Regardless, the point of me saying all that, with everything I've been seeing on the news, COVID isn't going to go away anytime soon. I wouldn't be surprised if all this went on another year. I just don't want you to get your hopes up about me coming up in April. I have serious doubts that it will happen, but you're mine and I'm yours. Lack of a visit isn't going to change that. So I have to head off to work now. I'm going to finish chapter 9 this weekend and then watch A Quiet Place and find these catalogs, mail them to you, and look at your pink sweater. How did I end up with so much homework from you? Tongue face. I think this is outbound from Gypsy. I'm not sure. It says, spent the last hour working out at the gym. I checked the height and weight chart and I'm still 2 pounds overweight for my height. That's it. You need to get on to me about no soda at all. You're quitting cigs and I'm quitting soda. I don't know if this one is outbound or inbound, but here's what it says. It says, I can't find any good email for Nancy Grace. I did, however, find one for Kim Kardashian, so I did send her the letter. Outbound from Gypsy. Work, dream, and hope for what you want and accept the journey that it takes you to get it. The journey is part of the sentiment that makes it all worth it. Thoughts of a caged bluebird. This is a weird one. Outbound from Gypsy. Maybe. I've even thought about how my dad and Blank have boats, and maybe they called your company once. I've also thought about what if I had met you instead of Blank? You told me about a year ago that you took yourself off the dating apps. Were you on OkCupid or Plenty of Fish? I was a long time ago. My profile was nothing short of a young, impressionable virgin. Who knows if you would have met or even if you would have even talked to me back then. It's not like our worlds were anything alike. I'd like to think that it was love at first sight that brought you to me, but it was who I am today that makes you stay with me. I wish we had found each other even sooner, but thinking about it, I think I would have been too immature for you back then. I think who you are is perfect for who I am today and going forward. Smile. There are a few more after that, friends, but they're not very interesting. So that's all I'm going to read for now. I hope y'all enjoyed this. We're still having rain here today, so I will figure out a palate cleanser for y'all. Maybe it'll be cats, maybe it'll be some rainy fish. We'll see. Hope everyone's having a good day, y'all. So right after I had just said that I wasn't sure what I was going to do for a palate cleanser, I noticed that it stopped raining and looked out the window, and look what was in the yard, y'all. We got a special treat for our palate cleanser today, little visitor. And this here is why I don't get too upset whenever my flowers are eaten, because look at these adorable baby. I can't be mad at her or him.